get into my quick disclaimer. I know a lot of you were mad at me for what I said in my last teasers and trailers, okay? So I just want to give a quick disclaimer that I am not judging the show from the whitewashing, missing characters, the fashion, etc. I'm solely just going to be giving my opinion on the show itself, apart from the problems with production and casting. All right? All right. Also, if you do not like my opinions, go make your own reaction analysis video or simply go watch someone else's. There are many other Winx reactors out there who will tell you the stuff you want to hear. I'm just going to be me. All right? Okay. Finally, if you comment any hate or pure negativity towards me or the casting / show, it will get deleted and you probably will be banned from my channel. All right? Okay, now that we have that disclaimer out the way, let's get into the fun stuff. Hi diamonds, what's up? I am Daya, also known as Fashionista Daya, and welcome to or back to my channel. So it's the first episode, y'all. Are you guys excited? You know why you're here, and I know why I'm here. You guys like my outfit? It's so cute. I tried to like match it for like Aisha. Hold on, isn't it cute? I love it. I'm a little bit fat, sorry y'all, but don't mind this. Like this is the outfit I was telling you guys about. I'll show you guys some pictures of how, you know, it looks, but I thought why not for the first episode, the showcasing, I guess, premiering, let's go ahead and dress like how they should have been dressed, you know? But yeah, I have my hair down and everything in the pictures, so I'll show 3 pictures or something of me, taking pictures of me in the outfit or whatever. But I thought I might do a little bit of something, you know? So before we get into my review of the show, let's have a somewhat quick overview of the show for people who don't remember or have not watched it. So the beginning scene of the show starts with an old man inside of a barn, I guess, in the middle of nowhere. And he basically gets attacked by a burned one and gets killed, basically. And it's very quick, it's weird, but nonetheless, that's what happened. And then we get straight into the show itself. So Bloom comes in, it starts off with Bloom walking to the school, she's lost, looking around, and as she's looking around, she sees a whole bunch of people, including the Winx. And the cinematography is great, you know, it's going around and we see all the Winx, the specialists, the witches, because all of them are in one school. And as she's lost, Sky is looking at her and he comes up to her, talks to her. Stella's creeping from the sidelines, watching them. And she's basically just talking to Sky and he's helping her around. Her and Sky have an interaction of many throughout this episode. And Riven kind of pops in real quick midway of the conversation and Bloom is already halfway to the fairy wing. And that was very awkward, but as soon as he came, she ran. Like she was like Usain Bolt. She was gone. Yeah, but after that, Bloom goes straight to her dorm room with all of her suite mates, which of course is the Winx. And it shows some shots of basically Terra and Musa are roommates, and Stella is by herself, I believe. And then there's Aisha and Bloom, and Stella's getting ready for the orientation ball, you know, looking at these ugly ass outfits, but she's trying on some outfits. After that, we have Terra and Musa have many interactions that are awkward, where Terra's trying to get to know Musa and Musa's like, and because you know Musa's an empath, and she tells her about her cousin being Flora and all that kind of stuff, and Musa's just uninterested. And we get straight to Bloom and Aisha, and they have a conversation because Bloom is kind of homesick, and she talks with Aisha, and Aisha kind of like, you know, gets to know her a little bit. And Bloom says she told her parents that she is at some international school, but not like at a fairy school. So her parents don't know she has powers, basically. And that's why she's a little bit sad, and her past makes her, she's thinking about her past, which also makes her sad, which we will get to. And her and Bloom have a heart-to-heart, basically. And Bloom is kind of moving around throughout the show a lot. And as we go on, Bloom starts walking outside her room to go see the other suite mates. And as Stella's getting ready, she talks with Stella a little bit, yada yada yada. It is what it is. So Stella's getting ready for the orientation ball, which we will get to in a second. And before we get to the orientation ball, we have some teachers who briefly talk about the burned ones, which, might I say, they're very creepy looking, like very creepy. And then we go straight into the battle scene before the orientation ball, where we have Sky, Riven, the black guy who I don't know his name yet. I actually forgot his name. For like half the show, I did not know his name. But I'll probably put it up here if I remember it or if I find it. But basically, you know, they're fighting, and all the specialists who don't have powers, basically, they're just fighting to like fight off the burned ones. And the coach is telling them that basically they need to protect themselves and the school, because, you know, they don't have powers to like protect themselves, so they need to like be safe. And if the burned one hurts you, it's no way out of it, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's basically that. There's a whole fighting scene and yada yada yada, you know how it is. After that, we get straight to the orientation ball. So at the orientation, Bloom comes down to orientation, people having fun. Terra and Musa have another awkward encounter where Musa's not interested. Aisha is eating a whole lot of food, just like me, because she's a swimmer, and she says that she's gonna go swim in the pond or river close to the school, and she'll be there. So she goes there. And then I also quickly want to add that Dane and Riven had a cute moment where, like, well, not really cute. Riven was definitely like bullying him, but it was kind of cute in a way and not cute. And then Terra noticed it, and she kind of stopped him from bullying him. And then Riven started bullying her for being fat, and she like choked him with the flowers. And that was so, oh my gosh, that was like everything. But yeah, I had to mention that because that was iconic. And yeah, we stand Terra for that. We go straight to Bloom, coming down to the party. And she runs to Sky again. And guess who's creeping? Stella's creeping again, watching them. And Sky and Bloom are talking and yada yada yada. And he tells her he wants to protect her because she wants to go out to the woods to go practice her powers and go get away from this party and yada yada yada. And he's like, you know, you shouldn't go out there, there's dangers and yada yada, you know the real. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Stella calls Sky's name, and Bloom's already walking out the door. And then Sky and Stella talk, and Stella's like, back off, because that's my sweet mate. And he's like, we were just talking, and yada, yada, yada. And another weird conversation there. And Bloom, we get straight to Bloom practicing her magic. She goes in the woods, she practices her magic, then all of a sudden her magic comes out and the fire comes out and she's happy, and then she gets too excited because power magic in this show is based off of emotions. So the more she's emotional, the more powers will come. And because she's so powerful, her magic gets out of control. And she is losing control of her powers, and she starts blasting fire everywhere, which was stupid. Sis could have just set the whole forest on fire. Luckily, Aisha saw her walking to the forest earlier, and she was swimming in the pond, and she saw her walking, and Aisha came out and calmed her down, and Bloom accidentally got too emotional and tried to attack her, I guess. And Aisha luckily has water powers, so it balanced out, and she, you know, calmed her down. And then after that, Bloom and Aisha have a heart-to-heart of who has the worst past. Aisha apparently drowned her school that she was in, or whatever, her home or whatever. And we get to know that Bloom, and for her past, she got upset with her parents, you know, typical teenage problems because she's 16. Typical teenage problems. She has a fight with her parents. Can I also add that my mom would have beat the shit out of me if I said one syllable of what Bloom said to her mom. Like, she was mad disrespectful. She gets angry and she can't control her powers, and her fire basically burns down her house, and she burns her mother, giving her mother 3rd-degree burns. And after that, and that's why we learned that she goes to Althea to, like, you know, stay away from her parents, and she wants to learn how to control her powers, you know, all that kind of stuff, basically because she is upset that she burned her mom. Also learned that she might be a changeling, because Aisha said that, you know, it's weird that she has 2 human parents and she's a fairy. So Aisha says she may be a changeling, and Bloom gets angry for saying that she might be adopted, basically, because a changeling is a fairy baby who was switched at birth, something like that, with a human one. You know, basically a human baby that was switched with a fairy baby, you know? So, yeah, Bloom gets upset and she walks out and storms out, and as she's, like, you know, in her room pondering, she sees Stella taking pictures on the couch. She talks to Stella, and Stella gives her her ring to go back to her realm because she's homesick and she misses her parents. As that's going on, Bloom is going to go back to her parents and see her parents. Terra and Musa and Aisha walk in, and they ask where Bloom is at because, you know, Aisha made Bloom upset earlier, and she wants to see if she's okay. And Stella's like, I don't know where she's at. I don't know where she's at. But, like, as soon as they eventually get her to tell her where she's at, girls get angry and upset, and so they go tell Dowling, which I think is Miss Farragonda in this. And while that's happening, Bloom, she goes to see her parents, and she stalks them from the window, talking on the phone, having a heart-to-heart. And, you know, that was a good moment. I'm not gonna lie. Where Bloom was talking to her parents on the phone, it was a great moment. You know, it was very heartwarming and sad. I almost shed a tear, girl. I almost shed a tear. And so after that encounter, she hangs up, and her mom is upset. She's looking at her through the window, and her mom's upset. And so she goes back to Althea. She goes on her journey back to Althea. And as she's going back to Althea, she encounters a burned one who tries to attack her. And before she can get away, she drops Stella's ring in the sewer. So as she's trying to get the ring, the thing's trying to attack her, and the thing takes the ring. And luckily, as she's running away, trying to get away, Miss Dowling, Farragonda, comes in, and she, you know, saves her essentially. And she runs back to Althea through the door, and Terra, Musa, and Aisha are waiting for her outside, saying, are you okay? And she's like, I am okay, but I lost Stella's ring. And boy, oh boy, while all of that is going on, Stella was upset that, you know, the girls went off on her for telling Bloom that she can go back home and stuff like that. And so she goes to seduce Sky because she feels like her sweet mates don't like her. So she goes to seduce Sky and goes to be with him, and she sits with him in the bed, and they have a moment, and yada yada yada. You know how it is. We have Miss Farragonda Dowling talk with the teacher about, you know, basically that Bloom may be a changeling. We have an ending shot of Stella and Sky in the bed. Riven comes back from whatever he was doing, and he sees them in the bed, and he's smoking. He runs into Beatrix, which Beatrix doesn't have that many shots throughout all of this, but she shows up at the end, and she kind of goes to the burned one that Miss Farragonda Dowling caught, and I guess she makes it angry, and that's how the show ends. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. I might try and cut it down some things, and there were some in-betweens that were cool, but like, you have to watch the show for yourself for that reason. But that's just the overview of everything. So let's get into the good things and the bad things of the show, from my opinion. Let's go through each of the casting quickly. I just want to say, some of them look a little, like, I don't know how to, some of them look too old to play the characters. Let's just say that, be nicely. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. But, I mean, I guess it's okay besides that, but some of them just look a little too old to play the characters. If you guys want me to do a separate video of what I think about the characters, let me know, because I I have a lot of things to say about the characters. But let me just go ahead and just say my feelings about this episode, because that's what you guys came here for. So, for my good and bad things of this episode, let's start with the bad, which isn't that many, honestly, compared to the good. The beginning, I felt personally that the beginning was unnecessary. Like the very beginning, not when Bloom walks into the school. I mean, like the old man getting attacked with that could have been left out, or it could have been changed with some more cinematography. I said what I said. Bloom's entrance towards the school at the beginning felt rushed. That's how I felt. I don't know, as the show went on, I will say, as the episode went on, it made more sense of how, you know, she ended up at Althea. But like, they just kind of, I didn't like how at the beginning she just kind of was there and she just kind of like, you know, knew she was a fairy and, you know, she didn't want to, it just felt like, you know, I think that's great and all, but like, it left me with questions so early on. Like we like questions that we know already the answers to, but like, you know, like I liked it better, you know, when she didn't know she was a fairy, and it was cool when she found out that she was a fairy. Like I just, it confused me that she knew she was a fairy. Like, I personally was just like, okay, if you attack someone or with fire powers or, you know, something like that, or you know, end up seeing that your eyes turn red and you're like, you know, using fires coming out of your hands, the first thing that popped in my head would not be a fairy. I probably think I'm a demon or a devil child. I would not think a fairy. So I just want to know how she came to that conclusion, because they never really explained that. But I'm guessing, at least not in the first episode, like, you know, like, because she lives in the human realm, so how is it that, you know, she came to fairy? That's why I said that was a little bit weird. But that's just how I felt. Stella looks the best, and even her, you know, looks were questionable. Now, this is not really a bad thing, but like, I'm just basically saying that Stella's outfits look the best out of everybody's in this. I mean, as she should, but even her outfits were a bit too much at times. Like, she had certain outfits where I was like, okay, that's kind of cute. That top is cute, but no. That bottom is cute, but no. Like, when she was like, going for the orientation, that rainbow, whatever she was looking at was ugly. I was like, put that back where you found it. But, you know, stuff like that, like, she looks the best, and even her outfits are not even that great. Personally, that's how I felt. All right, moving on. My last bad thing is some of their interactions were cringy. Like, why was it that Stella kept on popping up everywhere? Bloom was. Like, that was very weird. Why was it that everybody in the show was looking at Stella? Like, every time she was on screen, all the extras in the back were just all looking at her. Like, I get it that she's the most popular girl, whatever, but like, you know, it was just weird. It wasn't like natural. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they all just were like it was weird. It was very weird. Very weird. But that's just me. But yeah, that's like the only bad things that I could really like think of just for basing it off the first episode. So let's get into all the good stuff, because there's more good. The first thing is I like how the three schools were blended. Okay, I really love that. I really like how the three schools were blended, because, you know, they originally had Althea, Red Fountain, and Cloud Tower. And I like how they just put them all into one and made them Althea, and that they have different wings. It was very Harry Potter, and I don't even like Harry Potter, but I like that concept. You know, it made things much easier. And the cinematography was impeccable in this, though, for my second, you know, good thing. Like, the shots were beautiful. Like, all the different shots, the angles, like, I was like, this place is beautiful. But yeah, I just had to point that out as well. Also, I like how Bloom isn't so keen on being there. Like, I know that I said that she was like awkward, but like the thing is that like I like that at the same time. Like, I like how she like wasn't happy to be there, because in the original she would like, she was so ready to like up and leave to go to Althea, and I was like, aren't you gonna miss your parents? Like, she didn't even miss her mom or parents that much. Like, she just kind of was up and ready to go to Althea, like when Stella told her that she was a fairy. I also know it wasn't that easy for her to leave in the original as well, but you guys know what I mean. But like in this one, she was like, she didn't really want to go, but she knew she had to go in her own head. You know, I like that. It was more realistic, because realistically, I didn't want to go off to college like either, or go off to school, you know. It was like, you know, it was scary. Like, I didn't want to leave my parents. Like, yeah, I did. I did. But like, I was always like, also like, when I got there, I was like, I don't really want to be here. Like, this is it. Like, you're actually going to leave. You're going to leave here without me. Like, you know, like, I don't know. Like, that part really like touched me. I was like, I know how you feel. You know what I mean? Like, not fitting in and stuff like that. I know that. Like, I actually like that part. But that's just me. It's very realistic feeling. The storyline is actually good. It's my third one. No, fourth one. The storyline's great. Like, I actually like it. Sorry, not sorry. It's not Winx, but it's definitely like I said, we're not going to be talking about this in like too much comparison to Winx, because I know it's an adaptation, and I know it's not like, you know, it's its own thing from Winx, in my opinion. And I actually like the storyline. Some of y'all gonna be mad, but sorry, not sorry. It's actually better than I thought. I'm really invested. And my last thing is that I actually like that Stella is very bitchy and Riven is more like, but yeah, like, I actually like how Stella is very bitchy in this show, because like, she was getting on my nerves on how mean she was, but like at the same time, like, it makes her more complex, because I know that she's mean for a reason, you know, and you know, she's probably just putting up a front and stuff like that. And you know, like, I just feel as if I actually like it, because in the original, I thought that Stella was gonna be mean, but like, she was just more like conceited and narcissistic, but also like cared about her friends as well. But like in this one, like, she's like, she cares, but like, she just isn't good at expressing her emotions that well. Unless she's like someone she loves, like Sky, I feel like she's not good at expressing, you know, her feelings in a friendly kind of manner. And it just makes her more complex. I like that. Like, you know, because realistically speaking, I thought that Stella was going to be bitchy in the original as well. So I like that she's bitchy here, because it's just more realistic. It fits her personality of who she is and who she was portrayed in the original. Whereas in the original, she was just very nice, but also not narcissistic. And those, like, you know, those things can go together, but more realistically speaking, narcissistic people and, you know, people who are all like, you know, into themselves and stuff are not usually nice. So it just, like, you know, you guys get what I mean. You guys get what I mean? Like, I'm so bad at explaining things, but like, I just like how she's like not as nice as she was in the original. It kind of just matches better. Now for Riven, I like how they make him also like kind of free. Like, he gives me very pansexual vibes. Like, I'm actually very here for it. Like, I actually kind of like it. Like, he gets along with everybody. Like, not really gets along. He kind of like rubs people's feathers the wrong way. But like, he kind of, you know what I mean? Like, romantically, he kind of like, I kind of ship him with almost everybody. Like, I kind of ship him with Terra, you know, even though she like choked him at the orientation party. Like, I kind of ship him. That was kind of like a moment. Like, I kind of ship him with Sky low-key. Like, I kind of ship him. I definitely ship him with Dane. Like, oh my gosh. Dane is so hot. Can we just say that? Like, Dane is so fine. Anyway, nonetheless, I ship him with Dane totally. I ship him with Beatrix. Like, they had a moment. I was like, we love a bi-king. We love it. Because in the original, like, he gave those vibes, you know? So, like, period. And can we just also say, I love Terra's character as well. Like, she's super sweet, and I feel bad for her. Like, because everyone just calls, like, you know, messes with her weight, or, you know, says she's too nice. But, like, she also has, like, you know, what she is. But she also has, like, you know, a darker, like, you know, like a don't mess with me still vibe. Because at the party, when she was like, oh, you can't breathe, when she was choking him, I'm sorry, what did you say? I was like, oh my gosh, sis is scary. Like, she put him in her, and she put him in his place. Like, she put Riven in his place. I was like, period, sis. But yeah, I actually like that. Like, you know, because not all of us nice girls, like, can be nice all the time. You know, especially when we get picked on a lot and we have hard days. Like, girl, nice girls are always the ones you gotta look out for sometimes. The quiet ones and nice ones. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I also really like Bloom's dad. Can we just say he's a straight up DILF? Period. Like, that's all I wanted to say. What else? I wish Beatrix had more scenes. I do wish that. Miss Farragonda, I thought she was gonna be a sweetheart because she was so adorable at the beginning of the show, but by the end of the show, I was like, oh, she's a straight up badass. Like, like, oh, she's completely different. I have nothing else to say. I don't think I saw Sam a lot in this, so I don't have a lot to say about, you know, Sam's character because we didn't get to see a lot of him or any of him. I think actually, I don't know, I don't remember that much, but. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys watched it to this far, leave a fairy emoji down below. And if you watched this far, I love you. All right, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my opinions and my review / commentary on the show. And if you guys did, if you want to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss on this melanin, okay, and craziness. And more long videos like this, and look forward to episode 2, which will probably come out Friday. So look forward to that, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Always remember to shine bright like a diamond, and bye bye. By the way, tell me who's your favorite. Like,